Do you want a workshop or do you want a special meeting? That
Yes.
If we find out what we need to do, we can take some action there, because in a workshop, you can only do a workshop.
Special meeting.
A special meeting with the hospital board,
Yeah,
you can do that. And you made a motion, Mr. Noel?
Yes.
yeah.
I'll make a second to it.
Have a motion second on the floor. All in favor?
Mr. Chairman, discussion, just for special meetings, remember, commissioners, as you're making this decision, you have to state the purpose and what you're going to be doing at a special meeting. So I don't know that that necessarily would serve your purposes. Maybe just schedule a meeting to meet with them that's not necessarily a special meeting, because you may find yourself limited in what you may want to do in a special meeting. But that's entirely up to the board, whether it's a workshop or a special meeting or just a.
Well, if you
Well,
put-
we can
if
do
you-
the workshop.
Well, if you put your special issue, though, the hospitals and the clinics and the ambulance service and everything, it'd make it broad enough that you can do it, it'd be everything.
I have a question. What's the timing of this? Because we're supposed to be hearing back from TNH, we're supposed to hear back from
Well, and I
Agriculture.
think we need to be doing this before we hear back from TMH, and before we do all that. That would probably be a good thing, because we can iron all this out and then know where we need to go to, because, I mean, they're telling us something, and they told us 2 months ago this with the management thing. We don't know if it's a management contract, risk management, or what, you know what I'm saying? So we really need to find out. But I don't care if it's a special meeting or a regular meeting, I don't care.
Well, I
We gotta
want,
do something fast, because we done spent all the money that we had borrowed from the last time. We're gonna have to open up new money. I mean, we got to have something.
I wanted more on an informational base, to find out what's going on, what they expect is going on, so we can be looking.
Well,
Got one question, Attorney Schuler. Do we need to set a specific date and time right now, or is it something they can give me permission? I announce and then I post on the website that we're
I
doing?
think they can give you the authority to schedule it at a time
most
that you
convenient
then
date.
advertise and put on the
Okay.
website.
yeah,
Thank
check,
you.
and the thing is, check with the hospital board members and see when they can meet, and make it workable for everyone. And we need everyone to show up. We
Okay.
need
You see,
everyone
my
to show-
thing is, I wanna set this meeting up. We told the people we gonna build a hospital, we gonna build a hospital. We gonna build it. And if they got problem out there, we gonna build it with Cooper or without it. We just got to get it done. I mean, if something going on up front, if we just got to get him to get his ducks in order. If he don't, somebody else will. I mean, we can't keep on. They supposed to be collecting some money. It got to be, I know they got the lip phone behind and this behind and that behind, but we got to show progress and get the hospital built. I'm tired of, I mean, we can't keep on giving them money every week. So we got to find out what's going on and what we got. If we gonna have to make some decisions, then some of them be hard, they just be hard. We gotta do what we gotta do.
Okay. I guess we just need a vote, and then I will get back to you guys with the specific date and time.
One of the issues, and I'm gonna tell you just one of the issues, I don't know how true this is or how true it's not, but I've had people from around the hospital sector tell me that this past year, that some of the people got substantial raises at the hospital. So that's some of the things that we need to work out, because if we're giving people $10,000 or $15,000 raises, and yet they're having to come and borrow the money to make payroll, then we need to be questioning that. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
And all, but,
According to what I got right here, it was sent, there's several big raises. And one a boom bomber. And then trying to borrow money, then giving the raises on top of that.
They couldn't hear you, what you said.
I said,
Boom
trying to,
bomber. They want to know what a boom bomber is.
Talking about substantial raises.
the raises.
So, first, have we decided, is it a workshop or is it a special meeting? What direction are
It's
we
Mr.
going?
Noel, whatever he wants to do.
Workshop be fine.
Workshop? Okay,
Okay.
Okay, I just need a vote, Mr. Chairman.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
Okay. And that's the end of my report, Commissioners.
Okay.
And I don't have anything for the board, Mr.
You
Chairman.
have nothing for the board? Got any commissioner comments?
I got,
Yes, sir.
I found, I got somebody for my airport. I got a person for the airport board, and I'm steady looking one for the other board,
Planning and zoning.
planning and zoning.
Yes.
But I told Michael, what is his name? Steve or something.
Steve Kirschenbaum, if I'm right. I'm gonna talk to
I
him.
got
to
him
make
for
sure.
the airport. He said he was interested in the airport. And now I'm talking to some people, and they supposed to get back with me about the.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And again, any help with planning and zoning will greatly be appreciated.
Well, I'm talking to some people, and they supposed to get back with me on the planning and zoning, so
Yes.
hopefully I'll have one of them in the near future. I'm working on it.
Okay. Thank y'all. Thank you for that so much.
Public comments?
Yes, and ask this again personally, and from all the firefighters and all, I might be taken out of place to say this. Thank y'all for recognizing our fallen heroes. A good place we might want to put it at the TDC location, but center of the county, plus to be a drawing factor to a lot of people. We consider that because we got plenty of land in front, put a nice area out front of the families who had lost people, or anybody could sit down there and show their respect. Thank y'all again.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention, Ashley.
Now we got one more.
Commissioner, before we move forward, just for the record, on Ms. Withers' plat, she's been here this morning. You approved her plat at the last meeting, and when I went to review it yesterday, it consisted of parcels A, B, and C. There was some confusion. She had two different lot 4s that she owned. So I just wanted the board to know that I've asked them to remove the third lot from that subdivision plat, and it will only consist of the 2 lots that you considered and approved at the last meeting. I don't think it requires any more board action. I just want you to know that we will be signing that plat today with that amendment. But since we're doing less than what you approved instead of more of what you approved, I don't think it needs to go back through the process. It doesn't require any more board action. But just for the record, I wanted you to know that amendment was being made to the plat. Thank you, Jack.
Yes, sir.
Commissioners, how are y'all doing today? I wanted to add a little bit
Your
to
name?
Chris Langston. Sorry about that. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about, you had some questions about the Restore Act. Ms. Cheryl, only 3%, I believe, is allowed for administrative cost. And,
Up to 7,
ma'am?
up to 7%.
Okay. But, you know, the reason I'm here today is I came before you not too long ago to talk about the environmental issues that you're going to be, you know, in the Restore Act, some of the projects. Talked about getting back in the mining business located out 67. And what I wanted to talk to y'all today about is if I could possibly get Howard Neighbors to give me a letter stating to, that you all purchase a certain number of tons at a certain price of road base. Because right now, my primary goal of getting into business would be for the environmental industry. But one thing that I have come to realize is that you all are traveling up to around 200 miles round trip for your base material. Getting it for about $19.43 per ton delivered. We can save the county. This is going to be the only county that we would supply base to as of right now. But it would be, you know, where we're located to the site in East Point for the road department is approximately 62 miles round trip. We can save the county around $150,000 right there in just base cost. And my father and I have seen the savings that we can provide to the county. But one thing that I was wanting out of the county, and that Howard Neighbors or Allen, one of those two that could supply the letter, is just for our own purposes as well as purposes in the event that we need to get additional finance. It'll also take my partners and kind of help them understand why why we're kind of leaning now towards the road construction and not the environmental. And it's a non-binding letter. It's not a letter. It's just a simple letter of intent that the board and the county would, of course, if we opened up here in Franklin County, of course, you would all like to entertain lower prices and saving the county money on the road project.
Mr. Chairman, may I address?
Yes, ma'am.
Chris, let me ask you a question.
Okay?
Is your product gonna be DOT certified?
Coming out the gate, probably not, but it only takes me about
We don't do DOT unless, we don't do lime rock unless it's DOT certified.
It'll take about 2 weeks. It'll take me about 2 weeks to get
And
DOT.
then, let me just make an observation. Buckeye owned this property since 1955. Prior to that, it was Mitchell Timber Company. And Buckeye owned that part of the land where you were at. And they did test digs many times around the forest. And I have to believe that if this product was a good product, they would have put it on the roads.
Miss Cheryl, it's gonna be the same formation that I was in production of approximately
I'm
10 years ago.
I'm just
It's
telling
gonna
you.
be the same material that you
Excuse
and
me,
your
I
hus-
was making a
Okay, I'm sorry, go
statement.
ahead.
But I'm just saying that if I feel like, knowing the area, that if it had been a good product many years ago, that Buckeye would have used it for their roads. So it just concerns me. But the only problem I have with it is a lot of it, but DOT certified. If it's not DOT certified, we can't use it on our roads as far as bringing people off and on dirt roads. That's the reason why we buy. And I don't know if that's the actual cost, because see, we don't truck that material anymore. We have it trucked in to us.
Right, but you
So-
still have it delivered at 1943.
And it, really and truly, we've always left the issue of it up to the road department superintendent.
That's the
But
reason I'm
like
here.
I said, I've always been partial to DOT certified rock. That's the reason why we bought a ton out from up there, former Langwood.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So is what you're saying is with DOT approval, you won't have much of an argument as far as that's concerned?
No, I'm gonna be opposed to it. I'm gonna be opposed to you opening up the pit itself.
Okay, you're
And I
gonna
can
be,
tell you, but I'm doing that as a homeowner up there, so. But that's.
regardless of
but
the savings to the county.
You're asking us about the material, and I'm telling you about the material. I'm not gonna tell you what my personal feelings is about it is my personal feelings. And all that, but that's where I come from.
It really, if I might, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Really and truly, it's not about the quantity of the base material, it's about the quality of the
Absolutely.
base material. For you, I'm gonna be frank and honest with you, for you to come to this board and ask us to circumvent our road superintendent, which is the one that purchases fuel, the one that purchases these supplies, and you're coming to this board asking us to write a letter of intent to purchase anything, we don't even know what you're talking about. We don't go and buy the material, we don't know the different qualities of the material, and that's not our job. We got somebody that's hired to do that. You need to go to him and explain to him what you got. And if it's a good quality material that he wants to put on a road for a road base, they use different type of lime rock, different colors. Some of it's got more sand, some of it has more clay. We don't know about all that, but you're coming to the board asking us to circumvent the process.
No, sir.
Well, that's why I'm taking it. Let me finish what I'm saying, sir. I told you I'm gonna be quite frank and honest with you. That's our road superintendent that purchases supplies that purchases lime rock, that purchases number 57 shale, or whatever he needs to provide a service to the people of this county. No commissioners up here know anything about all that. That's what we hired him to do. He's got 30 years of experience working with the road department that is now the superintendent. He's the one you should be talking to and trying to convince that your product is as good or not as good, and it's his opinion and his expertise that provides that, not this board. When you say write a letter, that's a non-binding letter, then why write the letter? Why write the letter if it's non-binding? So I'm not in favor of writing a letter for anything, because I don't have expertise in purchasing supplies that you're here trying to sell. I don't have that expertise, so I don't feel like this board should be writing a letter for anything, because don't have the experience to be doing that. And if it's a non-binding letter, why do you want the letter? If it's non-binding, then it's not worth the paper it's wrote on. I mean, that's the way I see it. I don't know if I'm correct in my evaluation, but, I mean, you're asking us to intercede and committing to buy this or that, and we don't even know what you got. You heard what Commissioner Sanders had to say, but that's just my opinion. You need to go to the road superintendent. You need to provide him a sample of what you got, and whether that's the quality of material he wants to use or not use. That's up to him. We fund his budget, but we pay him to do that, not this board.
Mr. Parrish, that's what I was saying. I've already talked to Howard Neighbors, and he said he does not have a problem with writing that letter. He just needed you all, he didn't want to step on you all's, the board's toes. Now, the material is going to be exactly what I produced several years ago, Ms. Cheryl, when you came in and you and your husband were doing it. So it's going to be...
Yeah, and I don't want to go no further with this, Chris. I don't think it'd be beneficial. And, but I agree with Commissioner Parrish that I think you need to follow what the line of protocol is. And, I mean, I can't speak for the other three commissioners, but I agree with Commissioner Parrish for sure, so.
So if Howard, let me get this straight, the board isn't going to write it, but if Howard were to write the letter, you wouldn't have a problem with that. Is that what I'm going to leave with?
I don't know why you need a letter. If Howard wants to purchase some material from you, that's up to Howard.
Well, it's
And if
because
the
I had,
material don't hold up on the roads and all, then we're gonna come back to Howard and ask him why he purchased the material. Why did he purchase your quality or a better quality? If it's a better quality, we're gonna praise Howard. That's up to Howard. He's the one with the experience here. Why do you need a letter? I don't understand. If you got material, let him look at it. If he wants to purchase some, he wants to try some, whatever, go ahead and do it. A letter is
I've formed this partnership that I'm forming now to go back in the mining business for the environmental. I'm looking at Franklin County as a home county that I've done a lot of business in for many years. I see a way to save the county approximately $150,000. And in that process, the people that I've sold this that are going to invest in this business are trying to figure out, one, why I want to supply Franklin County with a material that's going to be going into the bay for these oyster culture depositions and recreational reefs, so on and so forth. Why do I want to sell a much higher price material to the county for base material? And by showing these investors and other individuals that you purchase this amount of material at a price, it's basically, it's common knowledge, but just saying that you would entertain a lower price material, same if not better quality, coming from within your own county. Now, I can say, the county, it's an area which is now designated rural area of opportunity, which was formerly known as economic area of concern. Now, with that being said, I'm also going to be, when I open up, I'm going to be providing jobs. I'm also, these jobs are going to make money right here in the county, so the money stays here in the county. It's going to be a big industry. Not just that, it's also going to be taking care of your environmental concerns that you were just talking about in the Restore Act. So I don't know why you would not want to support it, because this county's, I'm sorry, it's not booming.
I don't know what environmental concerns you're even talking
Well, I'm
about.
talking about like with the oyster culture depositions and the oyster beds. I was up before you talking about lime rock being introduced out here for these
I'm
oyster cult
opposed to putting Lime
depositions?
Rock in the bay. I'm opposed to
I
putting
am
Lime Rock
too.
in the bay.
I am too.
As far as purchasing clutch material, the state has done all that, not the county.
I
So you're,
understand.
you're tying a bunch of issues here that has nothing to do with this board. When you're speaking of environmental issues, I don't know exactly what you're referring to.
That's my
That
purpose.
has nothing to do with us. I'm ready to move on,
Fair
Commissioner.
enough.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
What you asking for a bid process? I mean,
No, sir.
you asking how much we pay and all that?
No, all I was asking for is a simple letter stating that you purchased, Franklin County purchases approximately 50,000 tons at $19.43 a ton. So I can take it to the individuals that I have partnerships with people up in Atlanta and stuff like that. So I can show them how we can bring it in less than $17.
Can't do it, we might, I don't know what they purchased it for.
I don't know how many
I mean,
tons he
I mean,
purchases a
I
year
don't
or
even-
what the price is.
He do this thing so,
I've already talked to Mr. Neighbors, and that's the numbers that he gave me. And I'm simply just wanting it in a letter with Franklin County's letterhead so I can show other individuals within my organization.
well, I'm quite sure if he purchased it for that, it's public record. You can get that anytime.
I agree. I mean, when I get into business, if he doesn't buy, I'm going to not understand why, because I'll get the DOT certification. But I can, like I said, I can save the county approximately $200,000 in the long run. In the event that you have a tropical storm and you go above that 50,000, I can come in.
I'm
You
gonna
know.
call Howard and talk to Howard when I go to leave.
Sounds good to
See
me.
what
Okay.
they think. Anybody got any more public comments? Meeting adjourned. I'll call Howard.